are back. That's right. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jack Billing, CEO and founder of shedknives. But for everyone who has been waiting for this video, I am one of those people, by the way. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here. And I've got a lot to talk about. I got a lot of updates for you guys. It's been a little while since the last video, so let's just get right into it, alright? So first off, I gotta say, when I came into the shop, it's been very cold recently here in Delaware. Little old Delaware, it's been very chilly, and I forgot that when you have the AC on in this particular shop, it will stay cold no matter what. So that is why we have the jacket on today. It was a little chilly, and the thermometer's off too, so it was probably like 50 degrees in here. A little chilly, but hey, I think it's working. So if you hear any air moving, just know that. So also got the working jacket on, so that's cool. But anyways, what's been going on? What's been going on with shedknives? A few of you have asked, and I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you very much. I had one person actually ask like kind of a long message, and they were like, hey man, it's been a little over a month, like just making sure everything's okay. Haven't seen you in a while. You used to post every day. Great. I appreciate that. I responded to them and the rest of you who asked, so thank you very much. But where has Jack been? Jack has been fulfilling so many knives, so many orders. It's insane. And I'm so thankful, so appreciative of this, but it has taken me from shedknives YouTube, shedknives Rumble, videos, Instagram. It's taken me from a lot of those platforms, which at first I was still posting, I was still doing stuff as I got orders to get out. And then I was like, well, if I'm a shedknives viewer, okay, if I'm a shedknives enthusiast and I'm watching Jack talk about these knives, they're awesome. Oh, look at the Tuatara, look at the Skewer. These knives are great. And I order one, and then my order doesn't show up for a while, I'd be a little irritated. So I thought I gotta dedicate all my time and energy to getting these things out as fast as possible, because speed is a high priority for me. Quality is very high as well, don't get me wrong. Quality, speed, and high standards. Just got a lot of high standards, okay? And I thought, there's so many of you who have gotten knives, which again, so thankful for. It kind of adjusted my priorities. So the media, the YouTube, all that stuff kind of bumped down a couple notches so I could get them out. So I mailed, I believe, just about 70, close to 65-ish knives last week. So that was a lot, which is awesome. I mean, I remember, let's see, my first year selling knives, 2018, I sold, I believe, 35 knives the entire year, 35 knives. So for 65 to be mailed out last week, pretty good. And once again, very appreciative of that. It's also been something new. I wouldn't say new in general, completely new, but new for the consistency of it. In we call it the council. There's other business owners, and we meet every quarter and just kind of evaluate each other's operations, get advice and that sort of thing. And what we do, okay, we also talk about like self-improvement, self-growth, that type of thing. And one of the things we've talked about for well over a year now is gratitude, being thankful, journaling about gratitude. What are you thankful for each day, each night, each morning? What are you thankful for? And as I talk about that, and through the rest of the video, I encourage you to think about what you are grateful for. And as I've been increasing the consistency of this gratitude journaling, I have really taken a notice of just how many of you there are that find value in shedknives, that find value in me, in the resources I provide, and I've always been grateful. But taking the time every day to write it down, Oh my goodness, that really gets your brain right. That really, man, that does so many great things for you. So write it down. Maybe let me know in the comments. Thanksgiving was yesterday as of the recording of this video. So Thanksgiving was yesterday. We always think, oh, what are we thankful for? All this stuff, and then we kind of forget about it until next year, or unless someone asks you. So I'm the someone asking you. So think about what you're grateful for. But seeing all these orders, at first I was a little like, what in the world? What am I gonna do? I got so many knives to get out. People are asking. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But then took a pause, took a second. I was like, you know what? This is good. This is really good, because that shows I've been doing something right, obviously, and also so many people, so many of you find value in it, and that's great. So just want to take a moment to talk about that. Also, knife stuff. Let's chat about knife stuff. Okay, the shop has improved over the past however long it's been since my last video, and I'll take a look at this at the end. But we have a beautiful CNC machine. You may be able to see a little corner of it, but the CNC machine, it is pretty big for a first CNC machine. And I'll be honest with you, I do not know how to actually get it to like mill stuff. So as of right now, I just have this beautiful robot in my shop. But there's YouTube videos from this company and courses and stuff on how to get it to like do what I want it to do. But I moved it around, I played around with it, moving the thing around, so it works. That's awesome. Set it up, took about like, I don't know, 6 hours to get everything completely up. So that's new and improved. So you know what that means. CNC scales for 2024 models. That is a lot of progress. And going back to the gratitude journaling and that sort of thing, I've thought a lot about fly. What in the world? But anyways, I've really been thinking about where I came from for knives. Okay, a lot of knife companies, the people who work in them, like we'll just use Case for example. A lot of the Case employees, they have been there for generations. Okay, at least quite a few of the employees are generational Case employees. Okay, they've lived knives, and if they haven't lived knives in Case, they've definitely worked with other knife companies. So it's kind of how they were raised in the knife world, in the knife production, in the knife producing. Not me. I was not raised that way. I live in Delaware. Delaware is probably one of the last states you think of when it comes to knife making. Okay? Obviously the fly is going to attack me now that we're deep into the video. But that's okay. Go make some knives fly. Go do something. Okay. So that is not something Delaware is very known for. We have one knife store in Greenwood, Delaware called Willie Knives. Awesome family, the Willie family, great family. They've been around for 52, I know for sure 52 years, maybe 53 now. But they've been here, the knife business has been here for that long. So really awesome family. But really other than that, you don't think of like, oh yeah, this massive company came from Delaware yet. Okay, so just throwing that out there. And the reason why I throw that out there is because a lot of this stuff comes so natural for people for knife making because they grew up watching dad do it, they grew up watching their grandpa do it. I had to figure all this stuff out. Okay, what I grew up on was using knives and buying knives and being a consumer of knives. When you buy knives, that is a whole lot different than making knives, especially running a knife company. That is completely different. Okay, so I think about the progress I've made since 2018 when I started doing this whole knife thing. I was like, man, especially with the CNC, because I thought that I have some, actually I'll show you right now. I have some belt sanders. Let me see if I can turn this around. You'll also notice my tech skills in this manner. Here we go. that right there and that. Those are two, let's see, they're 2-inch by 36-inch belt sanders. I remember when I first started my shop, I was like, if I could get one of those, that would be amazing. And I got my first one in 2021, I believe, 2021 at the end. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is awesome. So it took me quite a while to get one. And then shortly after, because now I'm making knives like crazy, I got a second one. And just seeing those two is like, man, that's really good progress from where I started. And then now we have this CNC machine right there, and I'll come over so you can see me with this. It's awesome. It is awesome. It's a whole robot. It's a robot. I can like take over the world with this. It's a robot, okay? Not quite, but I can at least make knife scales, so that's awesome. But when I set this thing up, I was like, really thinking back to when I started. I was like, man, this, first off, it took a while. That's okay, patience is key. But then, I also thought, how many companies have come about in the knife world since 2018, and they never made it to this point, and they never will. I really thought about that. And it just made me realize there's so much to be thankful for, and I definitely didn't get here by myself, because if I was going to do this by myself, well, I'd have to fund this whole thing by myself. People buy knives from me. That's a fact. People get knives from Jack Billings, from Shed Knives. People do that. And that's what creates this. That's what allows higher quality stuff to be made. And again, something to be thankful for. So just wanted to show that off. And man, I'll even turn this around to that's new too. We'll get into that later. But that drill press right there, when I got that thing, I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Because I was using a hand drill, just like a little hand drill, which I have right here. I was using one of these, and when I got this, I was like, no way, this is like a massive step up. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And why do I mention this when I could be talking about knives and saying, oh, go buy my stuff, when I could be doing that? I say it because never forget where you came from, and whether you've achieved everything you want to achieve or you're on the way there, okay? Never forget where you started, okay? I am some dude, I have to remember, I have to humble myself. I am some dude in Delaware who just looked up how to make knives on YouTube, and here we are. And there's almost 1,000 people just on Shed Knives YouTube who have subscribed because they find it interesting. So that is awesome. Okay, so just a little background, a little info there while showing off some knife stuff, okay? Now, I'm gonna do a more detailed video into this. That's the next one I'm doing. But knife orders, some people actually, maybe like, I don't know, 10, 15, somewhere around there. Some of those people, they've been wondering, where's my order? What happened? Where's my knife? Here's what happened, okay? I was talking about having all these knives come in through my water jet people. Well, what happened, they lost my order for, actually, it was 1 month exactly, 30 days, okay? Lost my batch of knives for 30 days. I called them on the 30th day, and thinking, oh yeah, it's in the mail. And they were like, oh, you had an order with us? Oh, I did not know that. So I guess they didn't get the order at all, or they lost it somehow. So that added 30 days to everything. And then when you add in like 80, 90 people who want knives, that just adds to the wait time. So a ton of stuff with that. And man, that just a lot of like time delays, just wasted time, which got me thinking, Jack, you gotta bring more stuff into the shop, more stuff in here, because a few things I do not control at this time, heat treating water jet and steel itself. I don't control the steel. My raw materials, like I don't make Kydex, I just make stuff with the Kydex. G10, I don't make the G10, I just make stuff with the G10. So I started lining up all the things that I do not have in-house, and I've been getting better at that. So the CNC thing, that is going to help. And also there's a possibility I may be milling my own blanks next year. So, and also there's a company not too far from here where I may be able to work with them. So just keep that in mind. And if you're waiting for a knife, please either send me an email if you have a question about it. I'd be happy to get back to you. Or you can take this information and run with it. So there you go. And also the resilience knife. Oh my goodness, that has been getting a lot of attention recently. I want to give a shout out to Travis at the Prepared Homestead. Travis did an outstanding review. My goodness, thank you, Travis. Did an outstanding review on the 2023 Resilience in Secure Orange. It was really awesome. Really awesome. And to see so many people interested in that knife, interested in Shed Knives and how it started, was really great to see. And he sent a ton of people over to Shed Knives. So if you're waiting for a Resilience, I am working on them. I'll show you them right now. The drawer of knives. Let's see, where are they? Those drawers get dusty. So here's like one roll of Resilience knives. So, and I have a bunch of Resilience knives. There's more here. We have Conquest. There's all sorts of knives. So anyways, we have a lot of Resilience knives. So if you're waiting on one, it's probably in that batch, which will be ground out and sent to my heat treat people, which now I'm actually doing cryogenics. So let me know in the comments, does cryogenics still classify as a heat treat? Because technically, just hear me out here, negative 300 degrees is what they do the cryogenic treatment with for that material, 154 CF. You do negative 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm thinking, yes, that is very, very cold. So technically it's not heat treated, like heat hot, it's not. But if you compare it with like negative 1000 degrees, well, negative 300 would be much warmer. So I'm still calling it a heat treat unless someone comes up with something better. So let me know. And if you hear me change the certificate, certification, whatever it is, okay, then you know someone came up with something better. So think about it, let me know. But cryogenics, that's happening. That's pretty cool. And yeah, so a lot of knives, so many knives. It's insane, but it's awesome, which means a lot of you really like knives. Also, what else? What else is going on in the Shed Knife shop? Well, preparing for 2024 models. Yay! So 2024 models, they are still digitalized, okay? So they're about to become real, living, breathing creatures that you can hold and cut things and stab things with. It's about to be real, okay? But as of right now, they're all stuck on internet land, all right? Which I'm excited. This is actually one of the coolest parts about 2024 and just whatever new knives I'm coming out with for the next year. It's really cool to see them. First, they start in my head. Okay, start in there, and then somehow they make it to paper. Okay, through drawing, sketching, they make it to paper, and then upload them to the computer. Oh, by the way, if you're trying to do knife stuff, this is how I do it, by the way. So a little bit of info for all of you listening. Then you upload it, or I upload it to the computer, turn it into a 3D version. And it's cool because you can watch this thing you created in your mind. Now it's on the computer. You can spin around and mess around with. And then you turn it into a real object. And when I get my first shipment of those things for the new knives, I always got to take a couple minutes and kind of look at them and be like, whoa, this is real. This is real. So pretty awesome. But yeah, so that's really what's going on with Shed Knives. A lot of improvements, a lot. And the content too, I want to keep it more pure. I want to keep it real. Because I was getting repetitive, at least to me, I feel like I was getting repetitive with my videos and just repeating top 10s, top 5s, best skills, doing a constant loop of that. It's cool for like 2 weeks, but anything after that, it's just like, Jack, please come up with something else. So part of doing all this knife stuff, I wanted to train myself, get better, be an even better version of myself. So that way the creative just energy, creative whatever, the creative brain cells can now be multiplied. So now there's more to create, if that makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense, because otherwise I sound crazy. But that's okay, because it makes pretty cool knives. So with that said, folks, if you have any questions, comments, anything you're interested in, I'd be happy to get back with you. I always love reading them, so let me know down below. And I also, this is new as of today, I signed up for this thing. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. And I've had other people tell me like, hey man, your knives are really cool. I'm not in the spot to get a knife right now, at least of your standard. I can't get a knife like that. Is there any other way I can support you? And every day before today, I've always had, sorry man, like I only have knives. But from today on, you can buy me a coffee. Put the link in the description. I'll put it in 2 spots and put it with the social media links, and then kind of higher up where you can just go directly there. And what that does, I've decided that whatever coffee, however many coffees you want to buy me, okay, all of that will go to Shed Knives Media, Shed Knives Resources. It will go strictly to that, okay? It will not end up in more CNC machines or more knife blanks or my pockets. It will not go there, okay? And why I'm doing this, because a lot of companies could do this, maybe are doing this, and pocketing the profits for themselves. I figured I want to make better videos, I want to make better resources, provide more value, and so far the knife business has been funding that, and that's awesome, it's really cool. But I want the people who are here for like just the knife skills, just resources, because we all have different interests in knives, I understand. And also sometimes people just want to support like $5 or $10 at a time. So to break that down, because there was a lot of background, to break it down, Buy Me a Coffee works like this. You click the link, you go to my site, or my little profile for Shed Knives, and then you can pick how many coffees you want to get, which I think right now one coffee is like $5 or something. That's just what they use. You're not actually buying me like a Starbucks coffee or something, or Dunkin' Donuts. You're not doing that. It's just like, if you were to get a coffee, you do that. So that's how you support Shed Knives. And then once you do that, however many coffees you want to pick, then that goes to cool Shed Knife stuff. So I want to get some things to test my knives on, and that will go towards that, and also better equipment, maybe some lighting, whatever. So it's going to go to some cool stuff, and I greatly appreciate it if you just check it out, maybe even share it with a friend. And yeah, so that's a cool update as of today. But yeah, anyways, my name is Jack Billings. I make outdoor videos, I sell knives. You can go to shedknives.com to check them out. With the remaining batches, I believe, so we have one batch there. Okay, we have one batch. Then there will be another final batch of the 2023 models coming in here in roughly a month. Okay, so expect 2023s to go into the new year a little bit. That will be exciting. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already for more knife content. And if you really enjoyed this video and know someone who may be able to benefit from it, go ahead and hit the share button. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one.